but that's why we give the teams the option. Speaking of the teams, taking a look here at the defense for the side of NG Red as they roll out. It's going to be nap time here on the Mercy. Bird on the 76, Bread Expert on Lucio, Mangachu on the Roadhog, Wolf on McCree, and Chance on Reinhardt. And again, we do see McCree making his way into the lineup where even NG Red, going back to some of their games immediately post-patch, they weren't running McCree as much. Now they are running that McCree with Bird, of course, on 76 in the back.
Yeah, pretty interesting. I think we're going to see Bird post up kind of on one of these higher ledges here. Sometimes he will go low. What's interesting is that Gods, for the moment, is on a Diva. That's something that they've been running a lot lately, this Diva and Winston kind of dive strategy. He might switch to Widowmaker towards the end, though, but you know, LG has been running a lot of this double and triple tank. So even though it's not the traditional triple tank, yeah, Gods does switch off a little bit. He's going to go on Widowmaker.
Gods' Widow will be one to watch as it moves forward here. And we'll see if he's able to get what he needs to get. Getting picks on early on King's Row was never really easy for Widow even before the nerf. It's even harder now. But Gods is one of the few Widows in the game that has the confidence to say, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to grapple up, and I'm going to look for those early picks.
It forces them into this back corner. So whenever a team is running Widow on offense, the defense just has much less area to work with out here.
All right, so we see the offense now getting set up there, ready to move in just a moment. You do see Seagull, of course, on the Pharah. Seagull's Pharah has been nothing short of dominant on early point King's Row. And the defense of Frenzy Red being very aggressive. Chance just rushing in off the Lucio speed boost. Right clicks down to start things out. God's going down immediately. Bird's going to poke off Pooks in the back, and that's going to be a quick 3 kills for NG Red, and they stop that LG push before it really gets a chance to begin.
Seagull stuck in the back, and this is why they have Bread Expert on the Lucio instead of asymmetric, so they can play aggressive defense, as we've seen time and time again here in King's Row, with the McCree combination.
Seagull is sort of on an island right now. He's stuck back alone, but with the Mercy there helping him, Esper is keeping him alive, so Seagull isn't really in a huge amount of trouble. Chance, though, back on the other front, the defense is just pushing in to the rest of the LG squad. They know that Seagull is stuck in the back, and if he does try and chase in from a flank, he's going to expose himself, so the defense here playing pretty smart from the NG Red side.
They've just completely ignored him. From the moment he dove in, he went in really far. Esper, of course, went with him, so they said, fine, we'll just kill the other 4 people, and they've done it twice now.
Now Seagull will have ult, but they're Red is playing this great. They keep attacking the LG squad. They split up and they're getting most of the trades.
The trades haven't been going in their favor, but Chance sort of whiffed that Earthshadow there, did not get the value he was looking for. 3 kills now for LG. LG trying to turn this in the favor, but the big resurrection is going to be coming in from the side of the defense here, and that's going to allow them to go back and reset up. And now they've already burned about 2 minutes off the clock. Everything has been going their way here thus far on King's Row.
Yeah, it's kind of a total reset. They are going to have ultimates coming in now, but at least Seagull and Esper are with the team this time. They can actually have a coordinated attack for the first time this match.
Seagull not wasting any time, finds the opportunity, gets a double kill barrage. Looking for a little bit more, does have the Earthshadow coming from Milo to help out just a little bit. The offense now trying to make the most of this opportunity while the defense does have a resurrection up. They're moving in, Sound Barrier is underway, nap time going to get taken out. And LG just absolutely crushing this opportunity, opened up by Seagull with the flanking barrage.
Yeah, LG did have to burn every ult, though, to win that team fight and secure the first points. I would say a pretty solid defense coming out from NG Red. They split up Seagull and Esper for 2 minutes. Chance did what he needed to do. He won like 2 or 3 team fights by himself, attacking with the Lucio speed boost into everyone. And that was, I think, a pretty successful hold for NG Red. They should be happy with that.
Anytime you can hold a team for about 3 minutes in the first point is pretty good, but here, Gods now with a Death Blossom opportunity, looking to get in on the defense, waiting for the Sound Barrier to go in a little bit. The defense, of course, being aggressive off that Sound Barrier. They get absolutely no kills off it, and now look at Gods. He's going to go in the back. He's going to hit Q. He gets 1 kill and sets up for another. Resurrection will be coming in from nap time to bring up some of the fallen heroes, but I don't know what to think about. This is a case where the defense is holding so far up, they could get punished horribly. LG is getting pick after pick here, and now Seagull at the barrage is just going to look to get into the back. Will eat the whole hog. His chance now with the Earthshadow, turning things around for the defense. The defense being so aggressive, and it's working out.
This is the most aggressive defense I've ever seen, and actually it's not really that new against teams like LG. I think we've seen a couple teams decide they want to take the fight to them on defense rather than wait for LG to get in their perfect position on offense, which they really like to do. And we've never seen a team have this great success taking the fight absolutely to them, but I really like this strategy. I love watching aggressive defense.
I mean, pre-nerfs, you had teams practicing speed boosting with McCree and Reinhardt into teams like 8 hours a day every day. So a lot of these things are going to naturally live there afterwards.
So the offense, LG getting a little bit more renewed momentum. The defense really ceding this ground. I'm surprised at how much they're ceding after how aggressive they just were, especially given that ult-wise they're not even disadvantaged. But speaking of ult, Milo will drop the Earth Shower. Doesn't get as much as he's like as Seagull. Going to take out chance. Seagull, in fact, on the double kill. Now on the Roadhog, getting quite a bit of value. Who needs a Pharah anyways? Resurrection will come from nap time, but Seagull just laying in the picks. Has a triple kill here so far. And Hook about to be off cooldown. He's going to look for one more. Will he get the enemy Roadhog? Hook is off the CD. He can't throw it up. Instead, saves it for the Mercy, and down goes nap time.
Crucial pick. That's almost pretty much the entire fight right there. Able to take down the enemy. Mercy, of course, is just absolutely enormous. Naptime's done a good job last couple days of staying alive. He's the priority target here. They're pushing them back really far, getting a lot of nice poke in too to get those ultimates charged. They're going to have nearly every ultimate except for Earthshatter up in their next offensive push.
Yeah, that was the most important thing. Not only did Enigma get 2 kills, but he's able to have his ult, and now the combo with God, he's going to have his. There's going to be sound barriers on both sides, so a lot of it is going to be up to Bird and how much he can negate it.
Oh, here comes the Graviton for Enigma. That's going to be a huge group hug on the part of NG Red. LG, though, not able to get quite the flop they're looking for immediately. Gods a little bit late to the party. Will Death Blossom in the end, gets the double kill. Wolf and Bird fighting right back, though. Very back and forth on both teams. Gods, though, will get behind Chance, takes him out. Looks for a little bit more to secure this point, and the defense will be bleeding just a little bit more heavily than the offense, as LG with a great opportunity now to push to the end. The defense will get to delay for one last moment, but they're going to have to do something drastic to push back LG now.
Well, Naptime does have a res, too. He died in the middle of that fight, too, which they did not get their res up. They're going to have to just push the cart, though. Late.
They're getting all on top of the cart right now, trying to turn some favor. Seagull again with another hook. Mangachu having them just concussive blast back. Almost dies in the process. Naptime with the resurrection. The defense in the decent shape right now. They're slowly fighting this back, but Gods in the back line was able to get the double kill. And even though he goes down, a lot of damage has been done. LG trying to maintain progress here on the cart. And the defense, fueled by Wolf, actually going to push this back a bit. Sort of a miracle coming out from NG Red to stop that.
Yeah, Wolf putting out a lot of damage right there at the end. Reaper has been so good lately with the changes too, and doing a ton of damage, especially with the double, triple tanks that we're seeing in a lot of these comps. And LG, I think, probably made a mistake of being a little tentative at the end there. I think they might have been able to finish off the map to camp the spawn, but they didn't.
All right, so the next fight is about to be underway. LG looking to put this away. Note that Gods does have the Death Blossom at the ready. He's going to be looking for it, but the defense doesn't waste any time. They just roll in with Sound Barrier, Attack Visor, gun down 3 immediately. Bird's looking for more. Seagull going to bite the dust, and that's going to be 4 kills for NG Red. And they saw the opportunity and they took the initiative.
This defense is just playing so aggressively right now. Wolf is in a great position right now, hiding with the Death Blossom. Now, teams should know that this is where Reaper likes to hang out and get this done, but I've been super impressed with... I mean, they're taking the chance by aggressing on defense, but they're winning these fights.
Oh, Gods coming in. He had the opportunity, takes out Gods immediately, only gets 1 kill off that. I think if he dropped down a little bit earlier, would have been better, but Mangachu, with the follow-up to Wolf, gets the double kill on top. Will go down, but gets res by Naptime, looking for a little bit more. Going to be bouncing Enigma around here. Enigma going to get taken out, and the defense, once again, going the whole big effort from Wolf, Bird, and Mangachu, respectively.
Yeah, Mangachu with 2 huge kills, killing Esper in the middle of that fight. And if you don't have Mercy in a lot of these team fights, as we see, and that really hasn't changed a whole lot, you're more than likely not going to win. Now, Enigma has Graviton, and they're going to hope to use this to try to push the card here, but it's gone back far enough that one team fight might not win this game.
Oh, Graviton does get it, and though Enigma with a beautiful Russian sets up the entirety of the defense. Seagull with the follow-up gets the double kill. He's going to be looking for more here in just a moment. And now if they get 1 or 2 more kills for the LG side, this should be it. The Earthshatter will go down. As LG now trying to put the dagger in the heart. They need just a little tiny bit more as they move forward. Mangachu, though, for the defense, still up, still alive. Trying to build up a barrage. It would be truly a hero barrage right now if you were able to get it. LG's not able to take them out of the air right now, though. LG doesn't have the greatest answer for Mangachu, sort of short of having Seagull just shoot him out of the sky. And he's able to buy a lot of time here for the defense. Barrage is up. He will drop Justice, but God's going to drop him just as soon as LG in the driver's seat right now.
They will finish out that map, but that was a really strong defense. It was a better defense than I was expecting out of NG Red, and so the first half of that equation of LG needs to dominate teams like NG Red, not exactly coming true thus far, unless their their defense comes out in a full hold.
As you see, the huge ult when they played super aggressive on the first checkpoint. I have mixed feelings about that, even though they won this team fight and they got, I think, 7 or 8 kills in a row, 7 or 8 for 0. The spawns are still so far for the defending team and so close for the offensive team when you're pushing up that far, that even though you got a bunch of kills, you did have to blow a bunch of ults, so you didn't necessarily save them for the next team fight. You maybe got 1 or 2 others, other characters which didn't use it the first time. But even then, I would say the streets phase was the hardest part for NG Red. They put up such a solid defense on the first point and the final hold of King's Row that if they played a better portion in the middle, they might have full held LG on the entire map. And for LG's side, I think they probably should have pushed it at the very end and not had to be held off at that final respawn. They weren't aggressive enough. Milo used Earth Shatter, but he didn't charge into the spawn area. I think maybe that would have given them some more time just to push the cart. And LG had some issues getting first point on offense there. And so we're going to have to see if they're having issues against NG Red's defense and NG Red's speed boost, aggressive pushes. We've seen those aggressive pushes and how great they could be on other teams like Envy and like Cloud9 and like Reunited and like Rogue, etc. And if they can't handle NG Red, that's going to be an issue going forward.
All right, we'll take a look here at the defense as well as out for the LG squad. A defense that definitely wants to have a very decisive hold on point A here, to sort of make up for what happened on the attacking end, is going to be Esper on the Lucio, Pooks on the Symmetra, Seagull on the Junkrat, Gods on 76, Milo on the Reinhardt, and Nigma on the Roadhog. And one interesting thing that's been coming out a lot in terms of team compositions is that really, for a while, we were seeing Junkrat played all the time on King's Row, and some teams are opting to go without it. Personally, I still really like the Junkrat on this map, particularly at the point where Seagull is holding. I think it's really effective. I don't really know why teams have been abandoning it so much, but I expect to do a lot of work here for LG.
Yeah, I've always loved Junkrat on this map since way back in the day when we've seen just other teams completely shut down King's Row first. It was really where he made his strongest appearance into the meta, was defense on King's Row first. Offensively, they're running a single tank composition with a ton of damage behind it. Wolf is actually going to be running that offensive Widow too, see if we can get anything done early on.
And with Luminosity running Symmetra, they don't have that Lucio. They don't want to play the same game that NG Red does, and they don't want to speed boost and be aggressive.
So I do see Wolf here in the back looking for early pickoffs. And again, this is one of the hardest maps in the game to get the early Widow pickoffs. If your team gets a pickoff via something else, it can be great cleanup, but getting the first pick, that can be just all sorts of hard. You see the offense slowly trying to struggle through. Wolf will get taken out by Gods. Gods using 76's long-range power to his advantage, even to take out another Widow. Seagull going really far up, looking for a safer position here. Usually Junkrats will be a little bit deeper in, but I do like the position we're seeing it out here by LG. LG tends to bend but not break on their King's Row defenses, and they're slowly getting the picks that they need against NG Red.
Yeah, the hook on a bird was really nice. Brought him down, and Milo cleaned him up with a hammer. He was pretty much unopposed up on this ledge for a while, but they didn't even really bother focus firing him. Pooks is at 80% on his teleporter. If that comes down, the offense is going to have a really tough time breaking through this D.
Yeah, Pooks almost has ult, almost has that teleporter, and once you get teleporter on King's Row, it requires an entire another layer of an issue for the offense to deal with, to get around all the play of the flank and to kill it first.
All right, well, we do have the offense now being a little bit more aggressive. Seagull has Barrage on the menu. Gonna look for him right now. He could drop it any second. This would be beautiful if he did. He's waiting for a little bit more distraction coming up for his team to set this up, if nothing else. Mangachu, though, going to go down in the back. Gods, though, coming in now with the Tech Visor for the defense of NG Red. Will take out nap time before going down. That's huge, because that means NG Red is not going to get a resurrection here, and this should give LG some time to reset up. The teleporter, of course, is up, so LG can continue to hang on here.
Well, as Slasher mentioned, it requires a whole nother level of strategy here. You're going to see Mangachu or Bird probably trying to get all the way up through the top into the back to take down the teleporter. They know where it is. There's just a problem getting back there to actually deal with it.
Mangachu still held on.
I don't think Wolf has been able to get enough picks as Widow on offense here.
Well, he switched. Now he's on McCree, so he probably feels the same way.
Mangachu's going to go for a second option here. He didn't use the barrage last time, but now he'll probably think he'll have a better chance now. He was afraid of the Roadhog hook before. He's just waiting for the right opportunity. Will go in, will drop the barrage. And right now, in fact, he has his eyes on the back, maybe on the teleporter instead. As Symmetra going to go down in the back. Mangachu still looking for opportunity. Now Wolf and Bird getting top of the point, slowly making their way in. LG, though, they have 3 people in and around, and Mangachu says absolutely nothing to the people in the hotel, going to get one quick pick. As NG right now starting to get on top of the point, but it's taking them a while.
Yeah, they were able to take over Tilly. Yeah, I mean, Esper goes down there. Pooks is going to go down. He was going to die on Symmetra anyway. He wants to switch up onto something else. So, yeah, they do have a little less than 6 minutes to finish this map out.
Thank you kindly.
I would say
Time-wise, you look
pretty solid hold there for Luminosity. I think the only issue here now that you keep watching King's Row over and over is when you start with Symmetra, and now that we see it's the same time that they each got on D, you don't have the initial ult charge to lose there. More than likely going to lose the next sound barrier fight.
Well, Enigma takes out Mangachu.
offense.
That's going to delay the fight. It's very weak.
Chance right now does get hooked. He doesn't have a chance to drop the hammer there. He's looking for the Earth Shatter, but with all those people on him and his team not there to support him, even if he did land it, there would not have been the follow-up. And just a note, by the way, time-wise, there's about 5 minutes left for Mang, so NG Red does have a lot of time to bring this forward, but LG looks a lot more poised and solidified right now on this map. Things have been going pretty well for them, and certainly the way they have positioned in the Streets phase is going to do them a lot of favors. The offense has a tough job ahead. But the offense is going to move forward here, not wasting any time. Milo takes out Wolf the Fire Strike before it even begins. 65 in favor of LG. They're just going to move forward and look for a little bit extra here. Chance firing back, takes out Milo. Both teams in it on top of the point. Gods right now just being really deep for a 76, has to run for his life. And even though neither team is really getting a whole ton of picks here, LG is slowly turning this in their favor. Gods will take out Chance, and LG should be able to push NG Red back again. Seagull coming up, absolutely beautiful double barrage to set things up. Offensive res will come up as well as the sound barrier. They're going to try and turn this in their favor, but LG just backs off, and that's the way you deal with the sound barrier in that situation. The offense on top of the payload, but this has been one incredibly long, extended fight. But LG is making most of it and really making it difficult for NG Red to go forward. But Mangachu in the back will get the double barrage. Seagull answers with the rocket. And this is just the eternal fight right now. My goodness.
Yeah, Mangachu with really nice mechanics there at the very least. Jumped on top of that building, used Concussion Blast to get even higher, just touched the skybox and rained death from above. But he was so far back using those mechanics and movements to get that far back, but there was really no follow-up from his team. It was all still kind of just middling around the front end of the cart.
Well, now the initiations on King's Row really does come, well, of course the speed boost, as always with McCree and Reinhardt, at least on NG Red's side, but with Farah and Mercy coming together. And right now, Seagull and Esper are winning against Naptime and Mangachu. I think that's part of the reason that Mangachu is now in Reaper.
All right, well, next fight is about to be underway here. We do the sound barrier coming in. Seagull going to use the opportunity, gets to the back, has the barrage, looking for anything, not going to get too much out of it. Most of NG Red was already scattered, and now we have the turnabout here coming from Bird. Bird with the attack visor, pretty good position. Will take out Esper to start this out, looking for the Reinhardt. Milo going to go down, and now off the double kill of Bird, we're going to see NG Red now trying to use this to their favor. Seagull, though, still fighting, will get taken out, and NG Red finally breaking through the Streets defense of LG.
Yeah, you're going to hear it again, but it was absolutely crucial because he took down Esper during that fight. As he not taking down Esper, who's sitting there with his resurrection, and would have really stalled out that fight. Now it's a really interesting final push comes in here as Mangachu switches off onto the offensive Bastion.
Let's get you healed up.
He's on the cart. They're set up on this.
It's not a bad idea. They have to beat the time. It's probably unexpected from the side of LG. They can't switch out of it directly, and they have to deal with it.
Watch your back.
Bastion going to go down right away, though. Seagull down to Genji. A pretty good hero against the Bastion, but here comes the sound barrier from the offense. They're going to try and make something of this, but already down an extra 2 people after the res. They are in a bit of trouble, as LG now can just run into them and overpower them if they want. It's only Bread Expert on the cart. He's going to have to get off here in a second. Seagull going to forcibly remove him with the melee. Down goes Mangachu in the back. And with that, NG Red is going to have to regroup a little bit. I do like the idea of a Bastion as sort of a switch-up pick if people aren't prepared for it, but certainly I think LG had a pretty good response as Mangachu now going to drop El Presidente and move to the Pharah.
I think at some point, Seagull reflected that high noon back to Wolf. That was enough to kill onto Wolf that he's going to switch onto the offensive Widowmaker here, so we do finally have a Widow v Widow battle going on.
Seagull's gonna have a lot to say here in this next fight. Dragonblade is at the ready, and here it comes. He's already looking for Naptime. Naptime going to get sliced out of the air. Will Seagull be able to get more? Looking for Mangachu. Mangachu going down. And NG Red already just having issues in the back. Down goes Brett, Expert, and Bird. Seagull, pretty good Genji play out there, completes a triple kill, and NG Red a little bit scattered right now. In fact, they might stagger some deaths.
Well, I thought initially it may have been a good idea. Really, the Bastion all it did was help Seagull charge to Blade, and that got him sword, and then he was able to kill more people. Now he's already up to 70% to another sword, and he's going to be able to probably able to kill NG Red entirely again, and NG Red is going to have, they're going to have to get a sound barrier before they help this fight.
NG Red is moving in. They do have the sound barrier. They want to use this to their advantage. Milo went down pretty early here, so this is a 6v5 power play of sorts for NG Red. Mangachu going to pile on. Down goes Esper. No resurrection will be on the table for LG. So this is the most momentum NG Red has had here in a while. They are moving forward. Time-wise, they still only have about 30 seconds left, so this will be their final push for Better Force. They need to make things happen right now as 30 seconds remain on the time. And here comes the barrage from Mangachu. Takes out one. Will he get more? He does get the double kill, but will get taken out from Gods in the back. The resurrection coming in from LG, and now with a mere 15 seconds remaining, LG should be able to hold this out, barring just an epic collapse of Seagull with the Dragon Blade, looking to put the dagger in the heart, gets the double kill, looking for a little bit more slicing and dicing, and GG's will be had.
Seagull's pretty good Genji. I don't know why he doesn't play Genji more, because he's just absolutely dominant on that hero, and I guess he busted it out maybe in response to the Bastion, decided to stick with it. Maybe he would have played it anyway, but I think it's his best hero, and it has been for a while. He's just a joy to watch on it.
So we're going to let the offense here push for play the game, but time has officially run out, and LG going to take game one away from NG Red. But I gotta say, NG Red, there's no shame in this for them. This is really a no-loss situation. They know that in terms of team stuff, they are a growing team, but this is a good showing. This is something that's saying, hey, look, NG Red really is building the resume for being the #4 team in North America right now.
Yeah, no, that was about as close as you could get. There could be good arguments to be made that NG Red probably should have won that map. They had a lot of time to go in the final checkpoint. They chose Bastion and it ended up being an incredibly poor choice considering Seagull was on Genji. That allowed him to get 2 swords. And when you have that much damage output, plus his ability on Genji as one of the best Genji players in the world, it's really tough. It's going to become really tough for NG Red. But, yeah, very solid showing for the first map.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic because I think they don't think they're maybe on the exact same level as LG, so they did go to that strategy of doing something a little bit cheeky in the Bastion strategy. And I think if they would have played standard and just played how they've been doing, it would have actually worked out better for them. If they just had the confidence that we can beat LG straight up without running a Bastion towards the end, they probably would have been able to do so. But that's King's Row, and of course the second map is going to be Hollywood, because these are the 2 maps that are the most popular maps in competitive Overwatch. Very similar maps in a lot of different ways, so this is kind of the style of game and style of map that the teams definitely prefer playing.
King's Row in Hollywood, there's a lot of reasons for it, but in the end, it comes down to the fact that teams don't really feel like teams either have a big advantage or disadvantage. And to top it all off, you sort of have a self-perpetuating loop going on where, because these maps get played so much, these are the maps that teams scrim on the most too. You're going to scrim Hollywood and King's Row more than you scrim Numbani and Dorado. And when you get time to go into a real match like this, you're going to want to play what you've practiced. So that also leads into why you see Hollywood and King's Row as much as you do right now.
Both of these teams very comfortable on this map. They like this map a lot. Of course, we've seen good results for both of them on Hollywood, so it's not surprising me they didn't want to ban it out in their map picks and whatnot. I think this is really going to also see what we're going to have on offense and defense here. We had been seeing Pharah use on King's Row and on Hollywood a good amount, at least on offense, before the meta shift. Then after, I've seen Pharah on defense on point 3. I've seen Pharah on defense on point A. I've seen Pharah on through pretty much offense to the entire map. And as a Pharah main, it still does kind of baffle me a little bit, considering the amount of hit scan options in the game. I think the 76 defense with Mercy, which we saw a good amount before, which is kind of swapped out for Junkrat, is going to be coming a lot more into play along with Junkrat instead of Pharah, at least on D. And on offense, it seems like people are trying to switch it up. We've had Zarya, we've had Roadhog, we've had Hanzo on Hollywood, and even Diva a little bit as the same type of thinking ideology that the teams have tried to do on King's Row in terms of just pushing the first point, speed boost in, and have it go.
So for those Real quick, for those who are wondering here, what's going on in chat where Mangachu says, can we attack first? It is written the rules that the team that chooses the map, in this case, is NG Red choosing that because they just lost, does not get to choose side. It's LG that gets to choose first side. So Enigma just coming in and saying no. Pretty outright. And what the reason why you do see that, by the way, is that teams tend to prefer going on attack first. They feel like it lets them set up their defense a little bit better. It lets them know how much they really have to worry about while defending, if they have to go for full stall a little bit earlier or not. I think that's why you see teams go on the attack earlier. Although there are some teams that do prefer the defend first at times. I've certainly seen Team Liquid go and defend first every now and then.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what actually comes out on defense. If Symmetra is still kind of firmly in the Hollywood meta defensively, a lot of teams do still prefer running a Torb as well. It's a very, kind of static defense-y option there. And yeah, I think a lot of teams are going to be running a Roadhog on both sides too, though. He is just firmly back in the meta, especially LG loves running Roadhog on offense and on defense. And if the defense is running that Soldier 76 in the Cafe, which is something we saw a long time ago, which has come back and returned, one of the best answers for that is maybe send your Pharah over the top. But as you mentioned, Pharah versus 76 is not a fight you want to take. But your Roadhog just hooking him off the ledge is a great answer to that defense, really shuts it down. So I think I'm really excited with like the patches and how everything has happened, because we're seeing just so many like small changes in the meta, and every hero is getting an opportunity. We saw Zenyatta not too long ago, which is just baffling.
Roadhog is being used as the third DPS right now in a lot of matchups, and that's going to continue. That's helped out Reaper a lot. Not only has Reaper gotten a lot of play on these matches because of the McCree Widow nerf, but the inclusion of double and even triple tanks in a lot of these comps, Reaper has done a lot of work, I've seen, in these maps. I think that NG Red having the Lucio and the aggressive defense worked really well for them on King's Row. Now, it's much harder to do that on First Point Hollywood, so it wouldn't surprise me to see them go Sim, but for how much success they had on King's Row in that type of style, it might suit them to do that here, at least in the beginning. Because we're going to have them switch over. I think also God's going Widow was pretty successful on the First Point for LG, at least for himself. Okay. So, and we saw him play on this map for the tournament that you casted. So I wouldn't surprise me to see hit here again for him, and Widow continue to be played.
Widow, I think we will see come in from time to time here. I do think seeing Gods and Widow in Hollywood is very likely, just given the fact that LG is one of the few teams here that does want to still run Widow. We interviewed Gods, in fact, after LG won the last weekly, and Gods sort of had the idea of saying, look, I had to practice a whole ton of Widow for the last meta. I'm not giving her up just yet. And truthfully, I think Widow is still going to be very effective in a lot of cases, even if it's not played all the time. But nonetheless, take a look here at the defense for the side of NG Red as it rolls out here. On Hollywood, it's going to be Nap Time on the Mercy, Bread Expert on Symmetra, Mangachu on the Junkrat, Chance on Reinhardt, Wolf on McCree, and Bird on the Soldier 76.
Yeah, really interesting offense here, too. I think Zarya is completely underrated when it comes to the Pharah meta as well. It's going to allow Seagull to poke over the top, absolutely safe if there is anyone looking for him. So he's going to throw the shield on him as they go over the top. Esper's going to be with him. That's going to be one kind of squad on one side. And then you're going to have Milo and Pooks probably pushing the cart on Reinhardt and Lucio. Gods was on Hanzo, makes sense, and he's on Widow. So he's going to play a sniper, and he's going to probably be hanging out with Milo and Pooks as well.
All right, so here we go. The match is about to be underway. We're going to see the LG offense in full force here. And Seagull going to be repping the Pharah to start things out. We will not be seeing the Widow, but we will be seeing a Hanzo. And we've seen Hanzo on Hollywood all the way back to way back in the day when C9 was Google Me and we saw Kai Kai on. And I do think it has potential, although it is it does have a lot of variance. You either get a whole lot of things or you get absolutely nothing, as Wolf gonna get first offensive kill in the game, getting 2 kills in the back. LG gang punished for moving around the left side. And now with 2 people down, they might just back up to not chain as many deaths into this on this first push.
Gods likes playing Hanzo in Hollywood, so if there was a map for them to run it on, this would be it. It's also a great combo with Enigma if they can win these first team fights and get both ults going.
So LG, the respawns are back into play. They're going to be looking for their opportunity. Seagull right now on the Pharah, just appraising the situation, waiting for the go for the rest of his team. But for now, he's just content to back up a little bit. We've always seen LG have more of a patient Hollywood offense. They don't always go in immediately, not until they get a pick.
Yeah, this teleporter is going to go down at some point. He puts it very far back in kind of the Cloud 9-ish spot. Naptime dies, Chance dies. That's 3 quick kills for LG.
Nothing flashy. Milo just able to get in the right position, is able to hammer down to a Seagull, taking out Bread Expert, piling on, taking out Wolf. A double kill here for Seagull. And again, nothing too crazy going on. LG just slowly moved forward, waited to get an opportunity. Milo was able to get the double kill, and it opened up the rest of LG that move in or the top. And now LG looking to get a little bit of extra momentum. Seagull going way in the back, potentially surveying for barrage opportunities, but for now, everything going pretty well for LG.
Now, time and time again, we see the teleporter come out to be a net negative for the defending team if they're not able to get it up within the first team fight. We have 3 people respawn them through teleporter and for the first spawn, then they all died. Now LG has complete control of mid and high ground on both the stores and the saloons. So it's going to be incredibly difficult for NG Red to regain control here.
Well, they use a huge combo to try to take down just Chance, and he still lives through it. A Graviton and a Dragon coming out to try to kill the one tank.
Tactical visor activated.
Little overkill there.
We do have the Tac Visor coming out now from the side of Bird. Bird has picked his opportunities pretty well. Megachu does get a kill on the Gods, 3 kills here for the defense. Bird, though, under a bit of pressure after the res, going to bring up some of those fallen offensive heroes. But the important thing to look at here is that NG Res has been giving up a whole lot of ground. LG has been moving through the streets phase relatively uncontested, and even though they haven't gotten huge kills, hasn't even mattered. Earthshower is going to come down from the side of Milo to try and open up the offense a little bit here. Chance will go down as a result, and now look at Seagull. Seagull still hanging on to this barrage, might have an opportunity here in just a moment. He's going in over the top, has Widowmaker in his sights, needs to land one more rocket. Widow will get away just ever so slightly. And here comes the barrage, he uses it on the Mercy, will take out Naptime, making it a double kill. And LG just gonna cruise this next point.
Yeah, LG went through the street phase without much of a hit to that last team fight. Now they're even going to have Enigma's ult for the final push, and this is looking like a very solid time.
Well, they're running something very odd on defense. They had a Widowmaker and a Hanzo for a great portion of that streets phase. I don't know if it was intentional or some overlap that they ended up not switching out of. Mangachu is going to come up onto the Reaper now for this final defense, hero that you often see chosen last year trying to take the high ground. He's going to meet Pooks up top.
Reaper is really more used. Now we're in 1 hero limit and all the rest. We have seen him just, there's points where you wouldn't run him because you'd run double McCree, but now McCree's nerfed. There's points where you will run Reaper over McCree, period. And this is one of the more Reaper-friendly points in the game, but Enigma right now surveying the defense, looking for an opportunity to Graviton. If LG is smart, they could end this right here as Enigma pretty good about getting into the back, landing high-value Gravitons. He's going to have to wait a little bit for the rest of LG to get here.
They're pushing really up through the top. They take kind of a strange angle. Actually, they think better of it now.
Gods gets a huge pick off on the Wolf. That's going to be opening him up. Gods taking out Chance as well. 2 kills for Chance. And now Enigma, he does have the defense coming up the Sound Bearer, but will he be able to contain them with the Graviton? Birds and Mangachu getting 2, now 3 kills moving forward, and they're just able to overwhelm LG. Enigma never really quite finding the opportunity to drop the Graviton there.
Yeah, some nice kills. Chance and Mangachu did combine for a lot of damage there, and that means they're both going to have their ultimates up shortly. Earthshatter and Death Blossom could really switch this around for the defense, give them a lot of initiation if they choose to take the fight to LG.
That was probably one of the first clean team fights for NG Red since the beginning of the game. And even then, LG has the Ultra Band going into the final portion here. So the card is far enough up that if they win one outright, Enigma can get a good Graviton, they might be able to keep the map right then and there.
Milo just went down really early here for LG, and this is an opportunity here for NG if they want to move in a little bit more aggressively. They do have a 65, and when you're down a Reinhardt in particular, it really opens up your team to getting poked by 76s, getting hit by all sorts of hit scan. But for now, the defense is going to hold further back, but it might backfire as Gods and Seagull both getting a pick off from range there. That is not at all what the defense want. Now 6v for the offense moving in. Enigma going to land the Graviton, setting up another 2 kills. God peppering in from the back. 3 kills here for LG. And NG just, after giving up those 2 picks, in very rough shape right now.
This is my jam.
Only Wolf is left. They might kill him. They're going to end the map, it looks like, with Soldier.
Oh, Milo with the Earthshower, just trying to stop away the respawns. Chance can drop an Earthshower of his own. Will knock down 1. The defensive NG Red trying to make something out of nothing right now as they move in, trying to stall out. That's why you see Mangachu now on the Diva. This is all hands on deck, but 4 extra kills for LG. They're going to clean up that last-ditch effort and end up capping the payload. And this is a pretty middle-of-the-road Hollywood time, but one I think that NG Red is going to have some trouble beating.
Play of the game.
It all kind of goes back to what Slasher was saying about the Symmetra and the teleporter, because they started losing that fight when the teleporter was going to get dropped, and just snowball out of control after that.
I mean, it's the risk that you take. If you get Symmetra and you don't get teleporter up by the time that you lose first point, one, it was a complete waste of a pick to begin with. But then they had the teleporter up, and combined with the messed up respawns that happened in between taking the first checkpoint, and then half your team gets picked off. One, that only gives ults to the other team, but then as you saw, LG took control of top of Saloon. And if the offensive team was able to push that far ahead and have the height advantage as well, you saw how much distance they were able to get on the cart without much of anything that NG Red is able to do, no matter if they have all of their team up and together or not.
Yeah, even the placement of the teleporter, it's a spot that I've only really seen Cloud9 put it, but it's usually they have firm advantage when they do send their Symmetra back to do so. They were in the midst of a fight while they tried to get their Symmetra back, and she took herself, again, even further out of the fight for probably 30 to 40 seconds, just going as far back as she did to get the teleporter down. By the time it got dropped, they'd already lost that fight. The reinforcements can't come in through there because it is so far away. It's just, yeah, it's a really brutal pick when your Symmetra does not get set up. You have to really be able to hold for a while early on to be able to get that value out of her, and they just didn't have it. So we'll see if LG can do it, as they look like they're going to run a Symmetra as well.
I do think that Wolf had an okay time against Gods on Widow, at least during the last portion. I'm not sure if that's going to entice him to play on offense here, but I thought he held his own.
Wolf has always been able to get pretty good counter-sniping in versus other Widows. The part where he's had a little bit more trouble is going off like other Widows. There's a big difference between being able to kill your top Widows in the game, trading out somewhat okay against your Reavers, your Gods, your Taimus, and all the rest. And there's a difference between being able to do that and being able to explode like they do when they have an opportunity. I feel like a lot of Widows can counter Widow pretty well. Too Easy would be a good example where you can counter Widow with the best of them, but I don't think Too Easy goes off on his Widow to the same extent as, say, a Taimu would. Regardless, we taking a look here at the defense coming up from the LG side. It is going to be Gods on that defensive Widow, Pooks on the Symmetra, Esper on Mercy, Seagull on Junkrat, Enigma on the Roadhog, and Milo going to round things out here on the Reinhardt.
Yeah, we'll see what offense is going to switch to. The aforementioned Wolf is right now on an offensive Genji, which is an interesting call. Naptime will play Mercy, Brett Expert on Lucio, Mangachu will be on the Pharah, Chance on Reinhardt, and Bird is going to be Soldier 76.
Well, they have to get a fast time, so NG Red might be thinking, well, Wolf's got to get his sword as fast as possible. They have to win at least one of the first few team fights and get point A without letting too much time go by. If Pooks gets teleporter up, the map is going to be pretty much over.
Gods right now looking for the grapple shot, not able to get it, and Mangachu going for the threat, immediately forcing Gods back into the building. The defense, though, countering with 2 kills of their own. Still, the offense with a little bit of opportunity here. We do see Wolf on the Genji. His deflect is down. He is under assault by Gods. Will get taken out by Gods, but Bird with a little bit of follow-up. And now look at where Bird is. He's in a great position just to land the damage. He doesn't get hooked by the Roadhog there, and now if he tack visors with the offensive respawns, the offense might have a big opportunity. But Enigma taking out Naptime, definitely going to make that a little bit more difficult for the offense. Regardless, here comes Attack Visor, looking for some opportunity, getting it in on the Reinhardt and the Roadhog, but not getting enough to get the kills they're quite looking for. Still, the offense streaming onto the point, and this is where LG has to be careful. Esper going to go down. There will be no defensive res now, and slowly but surely, NG Red is turning this in their favor. Here comes the tire from Seagull, though. Will it get value? It gets taken out instead.
Yeah, they also took down the teleporter in the back lines. It got a very early, really nice charge from Pooks when Mangachu got back there, was able to take it out. Like you said, that resurrection also down for the defense too, so all of their mechanics of putting people back into this fight are completely eliminated.
That was actually a huge team fight win by NG Red. Mangachu that entire time, as you said, went in the back, killed the teleporter, also killed one on respawn, then came back into the main fight, used his barrage, killed more, is able to give them height control in the street portion, and they're able to push the cart. Wolf has the sword, and now they're going to have a very solid chance of at least equalizing the time. With the sword, he should be able to do damage in the middle.
Time-wise, is a situation here for NG Red where they do have a little over 4 minutes, which means that this map is still very winnable. But if they get delayed here in the street space at all, it's quickly going to slip out of grasp. So, lock into Wolf here. Wolf now with the Dragon Blade, looking for the pickoffs on the roof, trying to control this. Not getting anything here just yet. Looking for Lucio. Will take out Pooks in the end. Will he be able to get Gods? He does get Gods for the double kill. So Bird with a little bit of extra follow-up as well, and NG Red now, the kill feed going all their way. Wolf able to get away from Winston, and now if they can just finish up these last few kills, they're going to be in a great position to get through this almost for free.
Yeah, it's just Milo up now. He does take out nap time, which is nice, and he's going to Primal Rage to try to put some stall onto this card as the rest of the team comes in. So they're going to be able to mount a pretty effective defense here.
Delivery on the way.
Defense is coming in, but I don't really like LG streaming in the way they are right now. It might not work out the way they want, but God's able to get that pick off on the Mangachu. Now he's going to go to the rooftop, and this is a problem for NG Red if they don't deal with Gods in a hurry. Seagull back in fight, going to have Dragon Blade soon. So LG now might be able to put Fish back in their favor, but Wolf takes out Gods, stops the sniping in the back. Let's take a look at Seagull. Seagull, will he pull out the Dragon Blade? He's looking for Bird right now. Bird giving him the runaround with the sound barrier and the tactical visor. The Dragon Blade will be on the way out anyways, but Wolf doesn't care. He slices him down instead.
No, nerf this.
NG Red still getting on top of the point. The D.Va ult going to take out Wolf. Wolf was not able to get LOS in time. And NG Red, they've been dominant for the last part here. Even though LG's been running onto the point, they have not been able to stabilize at all for about the last minute and a half.
It's been all about Wolf, and Naptime came in and used a resurrection pretty much solely to bring Wolf up. Of course, they hit the old support combo of sound barriering right after. Even though the defensive sound barrier came up too, Wolf was able to still slice his way through, and he's just really snowballing this Genji play.
Huge plays out there from Milo, from LG, just to kill Naptime early on in the middle of that fight, which was able to give LG the time to get back to actually have that entire last minute and a half of team fight, and then Naptime for coming in at the very end and rezzing everyone from the left flank. Both huge plays on either side.
How about 2 minutes left for them to finish out this map, and they've got a ton of momentum with them. They've got a couple really nice ults. They've got the Earth Shatter to win the fight, and then if they do win the fight, they've got Primal Rage to really lock down one of these doors and make sure they can actually push the cart to the end.
Chance absolutely holds the keys to victory here. If he's able to land a big Earth Shatter, he could set up NG Red to take this map. They still have a little under 2 minutes left remaining. Earth Shatter will come down, does not get anything that Chance wants there. Used effectively for nothing, and now the defense, after Enigma getting a pick off, might get another. Naptime in trouble, has to get away from this hog. Enigma again get pushed a little bit to the side, but here comes the Dragon Blade from Wolf. Can Wolf do it again? He's moving to the back, will deflect, but quickly his life is just getting chained away from Bird. Bird able to take him out. Sorry, God's able to take him out, and both the teams getting into on the point. NG Red still pushing forward. LG not giving up just yet, and note, Seagull, he has the Death Blossom, he's getting to the back. Naptime going to get deleted from the game. Seagull looking for a little bit more, will take out Chance, gets the double kill, make it a triple kill. The elbow going to get the third kill, and good Reaper play in the end, going to solidify this for LG, and now for LG, they only have to hold for 1 more minute, so this is do or die time now for the side of NG Red.
Yeah, the last bunch of sequence was just NG Red not getting value out of the ultimates that they had. They used 3 or 4 of them and really just got nothing out of it. Bird had attack visor. I mean, the Earth Shatter missed again. Chance has another shot at this Earth Shatter though, because he's been doing a ton of damage with his primary.
Chance needs to get a huge Earth Shatter right now, but Milo going to push the issue first, gets the triple Earth Shatter, swings the hammer, down goes Bread Expert, and this is all sorts of bad now for NG Red. That is not the opening they needed. Milo was able to open them up. Still, both teams getting into it back and forth. NG Red not out of this just yet. They're trading off kills over the payload, but the defensive sound barrier coming in. They're speeding up, they're going in. Milo getting the triple kill, just swinging the hammer, and NG Red gonna say GG. LG winning their first matchup here in the Alienware Monthly Melee. And again, for those who are just tuning in, this is a group stage. If you lose one match, you're not out of it quite yet. But you definitely want to be in the top 2 in your group, or you will be in losers bracket starting day 2.
Milo and C with big plays at the end to secure LG the victory there. Seagull at the end on the flank, coming in with his Death Blossom, killing 2 or 3, including Chance, to secure them that team fight. And then Milo at the end with his initiation and him making Earth Shatter work, getting 2 or 3 picks, then coming in on the respawn and finishing out the game. So big plays from Luminosity. I would say that Wolf, though, did a fantastic job on Genji the initial port and the middle portion here of that game, and he did really get the better of Seagull from the Genji one-on-one, at least in the middle portion of Hollywood. But I think the change to Reaper, nonetheless, was the right decision, as we saw, and that was really how they were to close out. I think, as you mentioned, Hex, NG Red had the opportunity to win the map right there. They had Sound Barrier, they had Sword, and Chance had Earth Shatter. Chance blows it, doesn't get anything. Wolf uses Sword before Sound Barrier, and then as soon as Sound Barrier comes, he dies, not able to get any kills, and then Seagull comes in and cleans up, and I think that's really the defining moment of the map.
Well, I think it was closer than a lot of people expected, though, because, I mean, those games could have gone either way. They were just a hair away here and there. If you hit one ultimate a little bit better, if you're NG, you could win either of those maps, honestly. And I thought they maybe just outthought themselves on King's Row. So we expected LG to win, but we expected them to win in a much greater fashion. I think NG Red has to be, I mean, there's no moral victories, right? You still lost 0-2, but they should be feeling pretty good about where their gameplay is at.
I think for NG Red, this is a huge step up. Even though they weren't able to take out LG, the fact that they were able to make the games close, the fact that they were not getting stomped, they have to feel good about that. That is incredible progress being made by NG Red over just the last few weeks. I mean, again, maybe the roster changes have helped out. Bird has certainly been a big boon to their team, but overall, it just feels like they've leveled up their game a lot. And we are going to get to see them prove it here again as they go up against Envious. So for those who are wondering what the match schedule is, the next two matches will be Envious versus NG Red, followed up by Envious versus LG. And Envious versus LG will be one of the hallmark matches of the entire night.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge match coming up at the end. But for this one, I think there's two things. Well, one, NG Red put up a pretty good fight against Luminosity, and you could say there were mistakes on both sides, but NG Red had opportunities to win both maps on Kings Row and on Hollywood. This is going to be, I think, at least from what we've seen in the last few weeks, another level of challenge for NG Red, considering NV might very well be the best team in the whole world right now. And we're going to have to see what NG Red can now do against Envy. For Envy, I think it's the same thing that we talked about for Luminosity, having to come in against their game against NG Red, put up good results, and make it clean. It was not as clean as Luminosity would have wanted. That was much, much closer than I think LG would want if they want to get to that next level of Cloud9 and Envy. So for Envy, same thing. It's really how much, not will they beat NG Red, it's by how much and how bad.
For those who are wondering, by the way,